Okay, welcome to my class on second law of thermodynamics. This is my thermodynamics lecture number 10. In the previous class, I have discussed about the entropy concept, that is simply measure of disorder in a system due to the dispersal energy. We can calculate the entropy of a system when it contains atoms or molecules. Okay, that is with mathematical expression also we have noticed. Both physical and chemical processes and their entropy examined with an application in the previous class. Now in this class we are going to talk about the relationship between entropy and spontaneity in terms of second law of thermodynamics. That means second law of thermodynamics will give the connection between entropy and spontaneity of a reaction, which is the major concept, important point in this discussion. And coming to this entropy of universe case, when you are talking about universe, that is a sum of surroundings and system. So when we are obtaining the entropy values of universe, always the universe entropy values increases in a spontaneous process and remains unchanged in a equilibrium process. That means universe, whatever universe is there, the universe entropy value, universe entropy value keep on increasing in a spontaneous process, and this entropy value of universe is there, that will becomes unchanged when the system is at equilibrium. This is most important point under our study of second law of thermodynamics. The reason behind that one is universe is made up of system and surroundings, and the entropy change in universe. So this is entropy change in universe, delta S universe, delta S universe. When you are talking about delta S universe, okay, for any process it is the sum of the entropy changes in the system and in the surroundings. Okay, so how we will get this one is delta S universe is sum of the entropy changes in the system and entropy changes in the surroundings. So that is called as the expression for the entropy changes between universe and system, between universe and surroundings. So universal, whatever universe is there, its entropy value increasing in a spontaneous process, which is equals to the sum of the entropy value changes in the system and in the surroundings. Mathematically, this is the expression of second law of thermodynamics. So for spontaneous process, what will happen? For spontaneous process, we have told that this value is there. right? This value will become greater than 0. This is for spontaneous process. Okay. And for equilibrium process, what will happen? We can write equal to 0. So, what is for equilibrium process? For equilibrium process, this delta S universe will become equals to sum of the delta S of system plus and delta S of surroundings, which is equals to 0. This is for equilibrium process, and this process condition is for a spontaneous process. This is spontaneous, this is equilibrium process. So, from this we understand that a spontaneous process, second law is saying that the entropy change of the universe must be greater than 0, but it does not place a restriction on either delta S value or delta S surroundings. So, system, delta S system, delta S surroundings, in between these two parameters, this is not giving any kind of restriction. That means definitely there is a possibility of either delta S system or delta S surroundings to be negative as long as sum of these two quantities is greater than 0. Okay, any one can be negative until the total value always becomes greater than 0. That means you can get delta S system value negative, delta S surroundings value positive, but total value must always become greater than 0 for a spontaneous process according to thermodynamics second law. And in this second point here, what we discussed is equilibrium process. For an equilibrium process, what will happen? This entropy change of the universe is 0. In this case, delta S system, delta S surroundings must be equal in magnitude and in opposite sign to make this delta S universe equals to 0. So, the condition is very clear. In spontaneous process, delta S system and delta S surroundings need not be same with opposite signs. They may be opposite signs, positive and negative signs, but they are not equal. But in the equilibrium process, delta S system and delta S surroundings must be equal and opposite signs. Then only the total entropy change of the universe will become equals to 0. What if some hypothetical process we find delta S universe is negative? When a case is quite different, when the delta S universe is negative means here we are saying it is positive, here we are saying it is equals to 0. If it is less than 0, can we expect such things? Then what this means that process is a non-spontaneous process in the direction described. That means it is spontaneous in opposite direction. It is spontaneous in opposite direction. So, it is not spontaneous in the direction which is given to us. That is the meaning of it. So, what is second law of thermodynamics? Second law of thermodynamics is telling about the connection between the entropy and spontaneity of a process, a reaction, and that is telling that the sum of the values, whatever the entropy of the universe increases, is a spontaneous process and remains unchanged in equilibrium process, which is called as second law of thermodynamics. and told about the three different conditions. And when the process is said to be a spontaneous process, when the process is said to be at equilibrium, when the process is non-spontaneous in the direction, or which is in the spontaneous in the opposite direction. These are things which are quite different in the study of thermodynamics. Now we will talk about entropy changes in system by taking a general equation. Okay. That is entropy changes in a system. First of all, to calculate the delta S universe, we need to know the delta S system value, delta S surrounding values definitely. So we will focus on the system is a equation, general equation like AA plus BB gives rise to CC and DD. So let us consider such type of equation. In this case, enthalpy of the reaction, standard entropy of the reaction. So here delta S naught reaction is given by the difference between the standard enthalpies between products and reactants. So this is nothing but this is given, and that is the difference between the standard entropies of products and the reactants. So for this, how can we write delta S not value? That means this is called standard entropy of this reaction, which is given as the difference between the standard entropies of products and reactants. So product is C is there, and standard entropy of this is C, capital C. Small c is the number of moles, capital C is the product, plus small d into standard entropy of product D. So difference between sum of the standard entropies of the products and reactants. So this is about products, minus what are reactants? A and B are reactants. So it will be A into standard entropy of A plus B into standard entropy of capital B. This is an expression according to thermodynamics. In general, what we will do is the summing of products and this reactants whatever is there. Before that, we will keep a very simple symbol, that is sigma symbol. That is sigma, number of moles are there, that is we will keep small n, and this is S naught is common, that is for products we will write in the bracket products minus, again this all will become sigma, number of moles, total sum of the number of moles A and B I am taking as n m here, and S naught, this is for reactants, and this is nothing but reaction, delta S naught reaction. Let us observe, this is a general form. So the standard entropy values of this reactants and products, if you know, definitely we can find the entropy change of this system. So, the standard entropy values, we can say large number of compounds have been measured using a unit, that is Joule per Kelvin per mole. We all know this is the unit of this entropy units, Joule per Kelvin per mole. And to calculate this delta S naught reaction, we have to take the values of these products and reactants from the experiments, and substituting the values in this, we will get delta S naught of the system or a reaction. I hope you understand what is the discussion we have made here to understand the entropy changes in the system by taking a general equation. But chemical equations, if you take any chemical equation, suppose CaCO3 gives rise to CaO plus CO2. In this, CaCO3 is solid, CaO is solid, CO2 is gas. So, for such reactions, you will definitely write delta S naught reaction equation as, what is the value? This is standard entropy value of calcium oxide plus standard entropy value of carbon dioxide minus standard entropy value of calcium carbonate. So, it is S naught value of CaO plus S naught value of CO2 minus S naught value of CaCO3. So, if you have the values, you will substitute these values and you will get the delta S naught of this reaction, that is nothing but entropy change, standard entropy change of the system. And in this, definitely we should take care of the units to do the problems in terms of Joule per Kelvin per mole. Okay, that is one important point in our discussion. Coming to the point here, if the reaction produces more gas molecules than it consumes, what is the unit of the, what is the sign of the S naught value? So, entropy sign we will decide now. See, in this, if you check this reaction produces more gas molecules than it consumes. So, delta S is positive. So, here in this direction, gas molecule number increasing, definitely this delta S naught value will be greater than 0, that is an indication. If the total number of the gas molecules is total number of gas molecules diminishes, that means here gas molecules number is decreasing. If you take the reverse one, suppose if you take the reverse one, what will happen? Gas molecule diminishes, then the delta S naught value will become less than 0, means negative. So, if I write CO2 plus CaO gives rise to CaCO3, here solid, here gas is there. Assume this is the equation. In this equation, the gas molecules number is diminishing. Such equation, such process, delta S value will become negative. Do remember, that is important point. Another one. What is the another thing is, if we have no change, that means there is no total number of net change in the total number of gas molecules, in such case delta S naught may be positive or negative, it will be relatively small numerically. So, such things are quite different. I will show you an equation in that case. So, here H2 gaseous, Cl2 gaseous gives 2HCl gases. If you study this equation, means if you observe this equation, there is no net change in the total number of gas molecules. Means here we have total number of gas molecules in the left side is 2, in the right side is also 2. That means in the reactant side is 2, in the product side is also 2. Okay. Then delta S naught value may be positive or negative, but will be relatively small in numerical manner. Numerically it is small. Coming to the points related to this discussion of entropy, the conclusions of this one is giving a sense of studying the thermodynamics gives gases invariably have greater entropy than liquids and solids. So, gases have greater entropy than liquids and solids. Okay. For the reactions involving only liquids and solids, predicting the sign of the delta S naught is difficult because liquids and solids only there in the equations. But in most of the chemical equations we are studying gases molecules we are studying. In such cases easily we can tell delta S naught value is in positive sign or negative sign. But when solids and liquids are involved, that is more difficult. But many such cases increase in the total number of molecules or ions is accompanied by increase in the entropy. So, when we study about solids and liquids chemical equations, their molecule or ion number is increasing, means automatically we can say entropy increases in such kind of chemical reactions involved by solids and liquids. Okay. Now we will talk about entropy changes in the surroundings. We have discussed about the entropy changes in the system. We started with the entropy changes of universe, which is equal to sum of the entropy changes of system and that of surroundings. First we discussed about the entropy changes in system. Now we are going to talk about entropy changes in the surroundings. Okay. Most of you know delta S surroundings is calculated when an exothermic process takes place in the system. Heat is transferred to the surroundings and enhances the motion of molecules in the surroundings. That means whenever in a chemical reaction heat produces, definitely that heat will transfers into the surroundings. That will enhances, means increases definitely increase the motion of the molecules in the surroundings. Consequently, what will happens? There is increase in the number of microstates and the entropy of the surroundings, and so decrease entropy of the surroundings. So there is no big issue in that case. If you think in another way, reversely, means opposite to the exothermic reaction, we have endothermic process is there. In endothermic process, what happens? System absorbs heat from the surroundings. So definitely in that case, decrease in the entropy in the surroundings will take place because molecular motion decreases, number of microstates decreases. So entropy of the surroundings increases when the number of microstates increases, and also molecular motion increases. Molecular motion increases. So when the entropy change of the surroundings increases, when the molecular motion increases, number of microstates increases, that is because of exothermic process in the system. Exothermic process in the system. In a system, if an exothermic process takes place, then this statement we can say true. This statement is said to be a true statement. Now, if you think delta S value is decreasing, when it decreases, these all reverse. The reverse process is called as endothermic process. Endothermic process, and decrease in W value means microstates, and also decrease in the molecular motion. Molecular motion, then it will takes place. Okay, coming to the point, when they are telling about a constant pressure process, the heat change is equals to enthalpy change. So what will happens? Enthalpy change directly proportional to the entropy changes in the surroundings. That is most important point. Therefore, the change in the entropy of the surroundings, what will happens, is said to be proportional to the change in the enthalpy of the system. In that case, what will happens? Delta S surroundings, delta S surroundings is directly proportional to delta H system, negative sign. So this minus sign is used because process is exothermic process. Which process it is? It is exothermic process. Delta H system enthalpy of the system will be negative for this exothermic process. That's why we are indicating like this. Delta S surroundings is positive quantitatively, indicating an increase in the entropy. Okay, an increase in the entropy value. Okay, so if it is positive, when it is positive, entropy is increasing. That is the meaning of it. On the other hand, what happens? For endothermic process, delta H of the system is positive, and the negative sign ensures that entropy of surroundings decreases. See, delta S surroundings is proportional to minus delta H system. Okay, if you talk about endothermic process, endothermic process, if you talk about endothermic process, negative sign ensures that entropy of the surroundings decreases. Okay, got it? So this is negative sign indicates entropy of the surroundings decreases. Okay. Now here once again I will give you the clarity. Delta S surroundings is directly proportional to delta H system, and the minus sign is used if the process is exothermic process. Okay, minus sign is used when the process is exothermic process, delta H is negative, and delta S surroundings is positive quantity, indicating the increase in the entropy. So if this delta H system is negative, this will become positive. Okay, understand? Delta S system is negative means minus of minus is plus, and okay, other one is nothing but endothermic one. In endothermic one, delta S system is positive, and this total value will become minus into plus is minus. That indicates that entropy of the surroundings decreases. Entropy of the surroundings is decreases. So we have to think in opposite manner, because in a system energy is released into the surroundings, in a system energy is absorbed from the surroundings. According to that one, this relation is framed, and the change in the entropy for a given amount of heat absorbed, how it will depends? It depends on temperature only, because these are the temperature changes study, that is nothing but thermodynamics. If the temperature of the surroundings is high, then molecules are already quite energetic in that conditions. Therefore, absorption of heat from an exothermic process in the system will have relatively little impact on molecular motion, and resulting increase in the entropy of the surroundings will be small. What is the meaning of this one is, already surroundings temperature is more. In such cases, for exothermic changes in the system, the absorption of the whatever heat is there, absorption of heat from the system to the surroundings relatively small. In such cases, definitely entropy of the surroundings, increasing the entropy in the surroundings will be smaller. In the other case, general case, if the temperature of the surroundings is low, that means outside temperature is low temperature, cold condition, then addition of amount of heat will cause more drastic increase in the molecular motion, and hence larger increase in the entropy takes place. So surroundings temperature is there. If surroundings temperature is high value is there, okay, in this case, if exothermic change taken place, exothermic process is noticed in the system, in that delta S value, that means delta S value of the surroundings is not going to increase rapidly. Not rapidly. So that increase of the delta S value of the surroundings is not going to take place rapidly in an exothermic process present in the system if surroundings is having high temperature. If you think oppositely, it is definitely we can say this rapidity of the enthalpy changes, entropy changes of the surroundings takes place when we have the temperature is low, opposite case only. Okay, got it? I think you got this point. Once again, I will give you much clarity about this one. Nothing but temperature of the surroundings is low means it is good. Temperature of surroundings is not low means the increase in the entropy values of the surroundings is not going to increase rapidly. Okay. In the same way, if you think about a general example, live example, coughing in a crowded restaurant will not disturb too much people. Got it? But someone coughing in a library, definitely it will disturb everybody in the library. So that is a general idea, we can say, that is related. Taking the temperature from the system will become easier when the surroundings in low temperature conditions. Very simple thing. And from this inverse relationship between this temperature and entropies, the higher the temperature, smaller is the delta S of the surroundings. So now you got the point. Delta S surroundings is inversely proportional to temperature. Got it? And vice versa. That means temperature is inversely proportional to delta S surroundings. That means inverse relationship between delta S surroundings and temperature in kelvins. That is, the higher temperature, the smaller the delta S surroundings. Vice versa, negative sign if you write, it will be, we can rewrite the relationship using the delta H of this one. So delta S surroundings is directly proportional to minus delta S system. Delta S surroundings is inversely proportional to temperature in Kelvin. Now, including both the expression, this expression and this expression, if you combine these expressions, we will get the final relationship between delta S surroundings and delta S system and temperature. That is, delta S surroundings is equals to minus delta H system by temperature, which is expressed in kelvins. So this is our final expression of the entropy changes in surroundings. The entropy change in the surroundings. Entropy changes in the system, entropy changes in surroundings. Both the things we have completed. So finally what we are talking about? We are talking about the changes in the entropy. Total entropy change in the universe is said to be equal to sum of the entropy changes in the system and surroundings. This is entropy change of the surroundings, the mathematical expression which is related to enthalpy changes of the system. Okay. So this is a very good mathematical expression to understand second law of thermodynamics. Now we will take an application of this one problem. They are given an equation, that is N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. You all know the physical states of these substances. N2 is gas, H2 is gas, NH is gas. Whereas they are given the delta H naught value of the reaction is minus 92.6 Joule per Kelvin. Kilojoule per Kelvin, sorry, kilojoule per mole, kilojoule per mole. Okay, and they are also giving the some values in this problem, that is delta S naught value of the system also they are given. that is minus 199 joule per Kelvin mole given. And we have to calculate, what we have to calculate is, we have to calculate the delta S value of the surroundings. We have to calculate the delta S value of the surroundings. We are applying the expressions delta S system, delta S surroundings discussion to this problem. Okay. For example, what is the delta S surroundings formula? We have delta S surroundings formula, which is equals to minus delta H system by temperature. System is nothing but reaction. System is nothing but delta H reaction. 92.6 kilojoules is there. Here we have joules is there, small value. So we will change this one. We will convert this kilojoules into joules. Then it will be minus of minus. What is minus of minus? Plus 92.6 into 1000 divided by, talking about temperature 25 degrees Celsius. In this example, 25 degrees Celsius they are given. So that is 298 Kelvin. This is. So 92.6 kilojoules. This is kilojoules per Kelvin. Kilojoules is converted to joule. Joule per Kelvin per mole. So upon simplification, you will get around 311 joule per Kelvin mole. This is the value of delta S surroundings. And if we have delta S system value answer and delta S surroundings answer, then what you can find? You can find the change in the entropy of the universe. So what is the change in the entropy of universe? That is delta S surroundings plus delta S system. Surroundings value we got, that is 311. This is 311 plus system, they have value they are given is minus 199. So if you do the simplification, you will get 112 joule per Kelvin mole. So we have applied that mathematical expression to this chemical equation, and whereas we got the positive value of delta S universe, indicating that the reaction is spontaneous at the given temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Definitely it is important to keep in mind that just because a reaction is spontaneous, it does not mean that it will occur at an observable rate. That means here this is nothing but synthesis of ammonia. In fact, extremely slow at low temperature, at room temperature. Thermodynamics is telling whether the reaction will occur spontaneously under the specific conditions, but it does not say how fast it will occur. Which will say how fast this reaction takes place? Chemical kinetics. But thermodynamics tells about the spontaneous nature of the reaction at the given specific conditions. Okay, so we will tell the reaction rate. The reaction rates are subjected to the study of chemical kinetics. Okay, chemical kinetics tell about all this information. Hope you understand this class. In this class, I have discussed about the second law of thermodynamics. In that, the second law of thermodynamics, with the changes in the entropy of the system, changes in the entropies of the surroundings, how they are related to the universe, and finally how the positive value of the universe is bringing the spontaneity of the process. Okay, this is about the lecture number 10, thermodynamics. Thank you. We will meet in the next session, that is third law of thermodynamics and other important points. Until, have a nice day. Thank you.